You like that?
Good morning, everybody. Yep. Lions free agency. I figured this was going to be one of those weeks that we're going to have to break a lot of news. Lions make some signings. I did talk about it yesterday. I got on a live, to break the news. We got Dan Skipper, got DJ Reed. Bears making moves all over the place. And that's what we're going to talk about on today's episode of the Lion Villain Report.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like licensing was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yep. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody doing out there? It is the Lion Villain Report. I am your resident villain, Russell Wayne. You can find me, the 313 Villain, on X. I got to get more active on that thing because I know that everybody breaks everything on X. I'm getting more familiar with X, but hop on over there. Give me a follow or a like or whatever you got. We're broadcasting live right here on the Villain Squad Facebook page. Yes, the Villain Squad Facebook page where we are the undrafted free agent, the UDFA of sports podcasting, liking, commenting, sharing. That's the way that you can help the page right there. Broadcasting live onto the Huddle Sports Network on Roku, baby. That's right. And thank you to Joe Chapp and the boys over there at Detroit Lions News Podcast, broadcasting live in there as well. Yes, faith, family, and then football. We use football. We don't let football use us. We use it to spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. It's faith, family, and then football in that order. Christopher Walken was here to say, Villain Report is one of my favorite shows. Talking about Lions and Bears and Packers and Vikings in the off season. That's what we're doing. It's like 10 a.m. It's the Villain Report. You should watch it. It could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life. Oh, hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah out there. If you're hearing what I'm saying right here and right now, this episode of Lion Villain Report is brought to you by Fanatics.com. This pull over hoodie, you can scan that code, save up to 25% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partners at Fanatics.com. As we pull into this free agency and Lions making moves. I'm going to say hello to everybody that's in here. Rick.
You like that? Say hello to my little friend.
Scott Harrison up in the house. Paul Jones. Good morning, Paul. Lions making a couple of moves. And I don't know, like I predicted, it's more of the inside moves. The moves that are on the inside. I really wanted to see Carlton Davis come back here. I did. I was a you need to have a starting level cornerback that you bring in via free agency. And I wanted it to be Carlton Davis. And if it wasn't Carlton Davis, DJ Reed was on my short list of guys that I wanted here if we couldn't get Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis ends up signing for $20 million a year. It's $3 million more in guaranteed money than what DJ Reed got here. So I don't want to blow it out of proportion. Everyone's talking, oh, well, Carlton Davis wanted $20 million a year. He did. It looks like $20 million a year on his contract. I get it, right? But the guaranteed money is what you got to look at when you're looking at cap numbers. And I think it was only like $3 million more in guaranteed money. Carlton Davis wanted to have the opportunity to make a lot more money. And incentive based, it's okay. You know, he can go out there and get that money. We wanted to bring back Carlton Davis, but we end up signing according to PFF, this is the number one free agency or a free agent in a mediocre cornerback free agency class. DJ Reed is at the top of that list when it comes to PFF. I mean, I don't know. I know that he was on the top of a couple other lists. Then it was Travarius Ward, Rasul Douglas, Byron Murphy, and then Carlton Davis. As far as PFF goes, and PFF is not the end-all be-all here, guys. But we were able to get DJ Reed. Oh, I better sign in. Damn. Get in there. Oh, you're killing me right now. They're saying I gotta log into this thing. Jesus, help me, Lord, help me. Oh God, why you gotta do that to me? Why you got to do that to me? All right, I'll do it. Hey, good morning, Broski Bear. Good morning, Davey.
Say hello to my little friend.
But Lions were able to bring in DJ Reed via free agency, and they were able to retain Dan Skipper, going to be reporting eligible for one more year, playing in that swing tackle role. So I love that we kept the depth out there. Rick wants to know, still no news on Kevin Zeitler. No news is good news. Yes. Every waking hour that goes, it's good for what, the way that the Lions operate anyway. And the Bears out there making some splash signings. And I know that the Bears do this every year. Okay, they win every offseason. I know that they're the next biggest, best thing, and we gotta look out. But Ryan Poles has actually been stacking some stuff, and they needed a lot of help on the offensive line, in the defensive line, and the Bears out there taking care of that. And that's the big difference between what the Bears usually do. I mean, they usually go out and spend the money in the free agency. They go out and make some splashes and everything like that. But it's usually not in those important spots. So them going out, trading, I'm not a big fan of the Jonah Jackson move, but it's still a solid starting guy. He plays well when he's there. He's a good run blocker. Thuney, and then Dahlman. I mean, they really upgraded that offensive line a lot. So you're going to get to actually see a Chicago Bears quarterback, well, at least on paper, that is going to be able to protect their quarterback. So, but you know, and then I just heard the Vikings, that news just broke too, that the Vikings are signing gosh, my mind is escaping me right now. The Washington Allen signing the big boy. There's some big contracts that are getting signed right now. You know, the fireworks are going off, baby. Spend that money. So, you know, when I'm looking at the Bears, there you go, broski. Bears address their weaknesses, trenches both sides of the ball. They signed 3 interior offensive linemen, 2 defensive linemen, blocking tight end, and they needed to do that. That's a different thing than what we're used to seeing from the Bears right there. So Ben Johnson may have them running in the right direction right there. The Lions had a huge hole in the secondary. To me, you know, I mean, do you want to put that much faith into your rookie, you know, from last year? They want to put some faith in there, but at least DJ Reed brings them back to where you want to go into the draft and be at your level. You know, you don't want to be going into the draft with gaping holes. You want to be able to address the people that left, because the Lions, as far as a core goes, I mean, most of the roster is filled. You know, you do have to bring starter level guys in at a couple positions that you were losing guys. Like Lions just lost Ifeatu Melifonwu. We just lost Ifeatu Melifonwu to the Miami Dolphins, which puts a depth piece. We're going to need to bring in something in the back end of that secondary. Now we got Brian Branch, we got Kirby here. We're not, this isn't dire straits right here, but you need depth there. So now you have to replace Ifeatu Melifonwu. So I'm not upset with what the Lions have done or what they haven't done. They're doing what they're doing. You know, I expect them to bring back more of their own. We lost Ifeatu. Let's see if they can bring back Levi Onwuzurike. We're going to see what happens out there. But, you know, I look for those types of moves to happen before anything else. Brian says Vikings 2 defensive tackle Allen and Hargrave to stop the Lions running game. Yeah, the teams are making moves to try to stop what the Lions are doing. You know, that run game that the Lions have is lethal because we have great offensive linemen. And you got to counteract that, and you got to spend money. They're spending their money to try to stop that. Bears are spending money more trying to make sure that Caleb Williams can get clean. And if he's clean, that offense should be lethal. A Ben Johnson offense with Caleb Williams in a clean pocket. That's the biggest criticism I've ever had on any Bears. They bring in these skill position guys they built from the outside in instead of from the inside out. And it seems like right away, Ben Johnson is understanding, you know, I mean, some Lion fans may think it's like the Temu version of the Lions offensive line, but you know, that's what you got to do. You know, the Lions bought their offensive line at the beginning. You know, you held over Taylor Decker and Ragnow. So spend money on the trenches, man. You can't go wrong there. I cannot criticize what the Bears are done. I can't criticize what the Vikings are doing. You have to build from the trenches. Now, the Lions have drafted in the trenches. You know, our starting guys, you know, the ones that we're counting on, whether you agree with it or not, you know, Hutchinson, Aleem, Pascal. I mean, and hopefully they do bring back Levi. You know, you believe in your own, or you can patchwork guys that you know are pros that are coming in from free agency. And that's where we're at right now, man. This is like it's like the tough wait. And I know lots of fans out there are impatient. They're out there being very, very impatient, except for Bear fans. Bear fans are all happy because the Bears are out there making moves. The Lions made a couple moves. Vikings made a couple moves. Everybody's made at least one big move. So that's where we're at right now. And I know there's a lot of Lion fans out there that are like, Brad, you got to spend all this money. Well, there's moves being made, and we don't have a lot of roster spots. So we want to get a pass rusher. You know, if we end up going into the draft and Davenport is the only pass rusher that we have besides Pascal and Hutchinson, I mean, I don't know. I won't feel great about that. I don't think that's going to happen. The Lions do have some money to spend. They're not going to get Myles Garrett. They're not going to get Myles Garrett because he went on Maury Povich and he said, I want to play for a contender. And Maury Povich said the lie detector test determined that was a lie. That was a lie. I think that's funny. That's funny. All of these guys that came out and they're all like, man, I bet you I'm going to get out of here. I need to go to where there's a contender. Resigns, $40 million. Max Crosby, I gotta get out of there. I gotta. $35 million. I guess I'll stay. Oh gosh, it's fun. It's fun, and that's why you never see like those giant things happen, because you know nobody wants to give up their franchise player, no matter what they said. It's like, well, okay, Myles, how much do we need to give you? $40 million. Now, there's a lot of people out there saying that that's going to be the starting point for an Aiden Hutchinson contract, and I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be the starting point for a Hutchinson contract. I think that like Brad Holmes is going to be like, look, man, that's the Browns. I mean, he had to go $5 million over the best offer ever to get Myles Garrett to stay. And you know what? You got to do what you got to do. Myles Garrett is worth it. Myles Garrett is worth it. You know, your franchise player. You know, but I do call it funny. I call it funny. You know why I call it funny? I get it's a business, guy. I get it. I get it. It's a business. So what do? You go out to the media, you put some clown makeup on your face, you tell everybody, I refuse to play for this organization anymore because I want to go to a winner. And 2 weeks later, you sign a contract with that team that you said you weren't going to go play for anymore. If that's, I mean, yeah, it's a business. Run your business like that. Okay. So, Central Scrutinizer says Garrett played his cards perfectly. Yes, okay. If Garrett played his cards perfectly, then if the outcome that he was going for was, I need the most money ever. Okay. And then you played your cards perfectly. Good job, man. Woohoo. Garrett was in there and with a successful attempt. Thank you, guy. Oh, you got it. You had to have an awesome show last night. Ryan Poles is out there. He's out there sous chefing. He's out there doing it, making all the noises. Hey, flip it. He's out there flipping little seasoned chicken right into your mouth. Huge. But to the Myles Garrett thing, it's like, I have no problem. Go out there and get your bag, man. But don't try to fool me into thinking that the Lions or that the Browns are like contenders. And you came out and said that. And you know what? It was successful if you were trying to get the biggest bag ever. You did it. You did it, man. Cha-ching. You like that? Giant bag. But, you're not going to win that title. That's what you sold. That you not winning a title, you sold for $40 million a year. And that's fine, man. I want $40 million a year. But I know me personally, I'll never be on a Super Bowl team. Because I'm not good at football. Do I appear hurt over Myles Garrett? Sometimes I actually have fatigue when it comes to some of these things, because when there's these media things that are out there that are like dominating the airwaves and stuff that I'm kind of forced to talk about, unless I'm dumb, like, oh no, I don't want to talk about the biggest deal in NFL history. I'm so hurt. Somebody was going to give him the bag. Sure, I wanted it to be the Lions, but 31 other teams wanted it to be their team. Tell me you didn't want Myles Garrett over there, broski, or guy, over in the Bears. Myles Garrett and Sweat rushing off your edges. Tell me that didn't cross your mind. Oh, man. Everybody should be hurt over Garrett. Everybody should be hurt over Garrett. I have to talk about this, broski. Rick says Sam Darnold made out better than anyone yesterday. Not the biggest contract, but if I would have told you that a year ago, yeah. Sam Darnold, Donald Schwarzenegger, come on. I need you to give me money. Come on. Take my hand. You can do it. $30 million and you could come with me. Oh, man. Let me go check. I don't want to be missing anything that comes through. But, to me, the Lions have done kind of what you thought they would do. Detroit Times says that the Lions are re-signing defensive tackle Myles Garrett to a 1-year deal. Got some more depth on that defensive line. So I don't know if that's really breaking news. It said 47 minutes ago. Ifeatu Melifonwu going to the Dolphins for $4 million on a 1-year deal. So, Lion fan, you watched Ifeatu Melifonwu play here for 4 years. Missed some of it to injury. They lose in the free agency. Would you have liked to see the Lions sign Ifeatu Melifonwu for $4 million? I mean, you can't sign all of these players, right? But, $4 million doesn't seem like a ton of money. And I thought Ifeatu Melifonwu was, it's like one of the biggest memories that you're going to have of this recent regime is Ifeatu Melifonwu coming through and intercepting the ball to win the first division title in 30 years. So I don't know. But the Lions will not re-sign Ifeatu Melifonwu as he is going to the Miami Dolphins on a 1-year deal worth $4 million. Lions sign Myles Garrett, defensive tackle. And if you remember who Myles Garrett is, last year when the Lions went through some pretty fierce injury, there was a point in time where you pulled off the practice squad, and then he was scouring other teams' practice squads because we had so many injuries on the defensive line. And Myles Garrett was one of the guys that he got off of, I believe it was Seattle's practice squad. I think it was. So you got depth right there. To me, at this time of year, I'm not going to oversell that signing right there. You signed a player that will be on the 90-man roster. We'll see what happens if he would make the main roster, but that's not a significant enough. You want depth. You want depth. He played well in a pinch last year. Myles Garrett did. So I don't mind that at all. You want people that are familiar with the system. And I think that's something that the Lions value a lot with our front office. Being familiar with how we train here in Detroit. I should say we. I do my training right there. Brian's in the house talking about the Trey Hendrickson. A trade for Trey Hendrickson would make everybody forget about Myles Garrett. But isn't Trey Hendrickson still on that fantasy island? I don't subscribe to as many of those trade ideas. I got on the Myles Garrett train because I like Myles Garrett. I like Myles Garrett as a player. Honestly, I wanted to see him go somewhere. And as much as I didn't want to see him go to Philadelphia or something, or Green Bay or something like that, I love greatness. I love to watch great players do great things, and the Lions are my favorite football team, but I do admire other players that are really, really good at what they do. And Myles Garrett is one of those players I enjoy to watch. And I really wanted to watch him with another really high-level defensive end. And now, whether that was Hutchinson or not, that it wouldn't. It would matter to me because I would want him to be on my team, but I would want to see him on any of those other teams more than the Browns because he's such a great player. And then you see a whole career wasted in a place that he never really even had a chance to win a Super Bowl. Never even had a chance, and probably won't have a chance because they're in that cap hell thing over there. So it's too bad for Myles because I actually admire the player. Wanted to see him have a chance somewhere. I mean, there's a couple of scary lines that he could have went to, but Henderson had permission to seek a trade, and apparently they only want like a late second round or a third round pick, but Henderson wants to get a really, really big bag. Myles Garrett, I thought wasn't trying to get the bag. That's why Myles Garrett was so intriguing to me for really any team. I mean, his contract was like $20 million. And to get his level of production at $20 million is a steal. Now you got to trade some first round draft picks for that. That's fine. But, he didn't make it's not about the money. He didn't come right out and say that. And if he just wanted the money, whatever, he got his money. He wins. Now, Hendrickson wants the same thing, right? You going to come here? Well, he's not saying he doesn't want the money. He's telling I want out and I want paid. Hendrickson ain't hiding nothing. At least he's being honest. Send me to a place where I can get paid. I feel you, Rick. I do, man. It's not a wasted career if you walk away with bank like that. Okay, man. You got money. Yay. Money's awesome. I love money. I like money. Speaking of money, I'll never make any money with this. But I'll try. This episode is brought to you by Fanatics. You can get that Lions pullover hoodie. Or even if you use that link and go to a Bears spot on that site and buy Bears stuff, you would help me out. You scan that code, you can save up to 25% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partners at fanatics.com. And that's not just NFL, that's NHL, that's MLB, that's NBA. You can get all that. Get that swag. Oh, good stuff. But yeah, is it a wasted career? I'm not saying it's a wasted career. Anybody that makes it to the NFL that gets to play in the NFL, that's not wasted. You get a chance to play, but when you got a great player like Barry Sanders, right? And you know how great that player is, one of the greatest players of all time, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly. It's a shame to me going, damn, how did you not win a championship? Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Dwayne. Eagles trading C.J. Gardner-Johnson to Houston For a guard, Kenyon Green plus a swap of picks, Houston gets the Eagles 6th round pick, and the Eagles get the Houston 5th round pick. Sneaky trades. That's what that is. That's a sneaky trade right there. Frank the Tank says that Cleveland got a quarterback. Cleveland got a quarterback. Kenny Pickett? Broski, you want me to you call me in? You sabotaging all my shows? Coming in and arguing with all my people. Now you want me to let you on the air and argue with me? Tell me how awful every one of my picks are? I'll pass. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. Garrett will get a gold jacket just like Barry Marino, Fran, and others. Let me ask you, Central. Do you think that Barry would trade his gold jacket for a Super Bowl championship ring? Do you think that he would? Do you think Marino would trade his gold jacket for a Super Bowl ring? Would you? I mean, if you were in the Hall of Fame, would you trade that jacket for the one Super Bowl ring? I mean, that's the guys. That's the question. That's the question. Do you want to win a Super Bowl? You want to go in the Hall of Fame because you had good stats? Or do you want to play in meaningful games? I want the Lions to be in games that crush my spirit if they lose. Because that means that you made it somewhere. So I don't know. No Super Bowl. The Texans don't want to protect their quarterback. They're trading away their offensive line. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know why you would want to do that. There's Brent taking the that's easy. That's low hanging fruit, man. Nobody thought he was gonna get him. I mean, I knew that the Lions wouldn't win the Super Bowl. That's so easy to say right after it's over. That's easy. I told you so. He came on here going, Brent told us. He told us. Madden used to do that when he would commentate. Oh, he threw a pick six. Oh, he shouldn't have thrown that ball. No, well, no kidding. Okay. I didn't predict that. Nobody predicted that Myles would cave that fast. I mean, I thought that there was a chance that he could re-sign the contract. I mean, seriously, he could have re-signed the contract. I thought there was a chance of that. But I thought that he would at least hold out. Okay, I guess I'm being a jerk now. I'll stay a jerk. Hello, check, check.
You like that?
You guys hear that? Hello? Hello, hello. Can anybody hear that? Hello? Hello, hello. Oh, maybe I'm done. Seems like you guys are still commenting in here. Can you guys hear me now? Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. All right. All right, let's talk about Cooper Kupp. I like that. I like that. That's what I thought I was talking about. Cooper Kupp gets released tomorrow. You know, we were talking about that last week. Cooper Kupp. Thank you for letting me. For some reason, I'm going to talk about Cooper Kupp again. All right. Gets released tomorrow. Now, Cooper Kupp, I did not like the idea of the Lions trading for Cooper Kupp in that $20 million contract. Oh. But now that they've released him and that whole awful contract is off the table, you don't got to trade any draft capital. All of a sudden, you know, you could get. Would you do you want Cooper Kupp, or would you like to just stick with the Tim Patrick? Because you're probably not going to do two. You're probably not going to like sign two free agent wide receivers, because I do believe that this is a deep wide receiver class. The jerk that called me a jerk, jerked my mic plug. I know I'm a jerk. I am a jerk. But I'm trying. I try to stay on topic here sometimes, and then I get pulled back into these other conversations, and sometimes that part of it is frustrating. But that's all right. That's all right. But Restream tends to kick me off here a couple times. I bet StreamYard did the same thing too. Sometimes I'd freeze up. So you would rather Tim Patrick than a Cooper Kupp? Because I don't know what Cooper Kupp. Be surprised to see what he gets on the open market. Now, I mean, he ain't gonna get. I mean, I wouldn't think that he would even get a $10 million. Someone would sign him for $10 million a year. How old is he? How old is Cooper Kupp? Let me see here. He's 32 years old. His cap number is $29 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. They ate some dead money for Cooper Kupp. That's for sure. But I mean, what do you think Cooper Kupp would be worth on the open market? What do you think Tim Patrick's worth on the open market? Corey's worried about Ben Johnson. Knows this team very well, and we better switch some shit up. Well, we have to switch some shit up, Corey. We have a new offensive and defensive coordinator. So, obviously, those guys are going to have different ideas and tweaks to the offense and defense. You know, playing situational football. So, the off seasons for all the teams in the NFC North have been very different. The crazy thing is, you know, there are some teams that are making some moves, but it's like, it seems like the NFC North is just going crazy, you know, with a lot of these moves. I mean, at least a lot of the big moves. And obviously New England had like a kajillion dollars. So the NFC North it looks like the most serious division to try to stay together. Hey, I like what Washington's doing too. And if you're the Lions, it's kind of like you want to run the team back the best that you can from what you had last year, but from a healthy standpoint. You know, some of the best players that, you know, one of the guys that we re-signed, we didn't have Derek Barnes all year. He's going to come back. Aiden Hutchinson's going to come back. Lee McNeil's going to come back. And it's like, there's got to be part of the mentality of the line. They're like, I want a shot at running this offense, defense with those guys back, you know, in a new draft class. Believing in drafting and developing. Frank the Tank says that it's because the Detroit Lions are the best NFL team in the league. Daniel Jones is going to sign with the Colts? What? I'm going to check and see if there's anything brand new. I definitely wanted to make sure that I came on here and discussed what the Lions did yesterday in free agency. You know, you said Brad Holmes ain't ever going to make a splash. I think that $16 million a year, I think that's the biggest splash that Brad has ever made on a day one. So, Brad Holmes acting a little out of character on day one. You usually don't see him poking his head out there too much on day one. So they bring in DJ Reed, 3-year deal, $48 million, $16 million guaranteed, basically a 2-year deal. And bringing back Dan Skipper. And bringing back Myles Adams. And, you know, outside of that, we're just, I'm looking through here. I don't see anything brand new that's happened on the Lions front. I'm looking through. I don't see anything brand new. CJ Gardner-Johnson getting traded for a guard. That happened. Ifeatu Melifonwu goes to Miami. The Bears have unlimited resources. and that's where we're going to go right now. I don't have any contract details on Dan Skipper. I'm sure that's not going to be anything too crazy. League minimum type of stuff. Maybe a little raise. Maybe a little raise. Man, Darius Slayton going for $12 million a year. That's crazy. Getting $12 million a year. That's like $3 million a catch. I don't see anything else in there. All right. Well, this is the Lion Villain Report. I wanted to come in here today. I'm going to come back in tomorrow. We're going to do free agent reporting all week. Maybe even try to keep up with all the other teams. I'll have to contemplate whether I want to let Broski come on here on a call. I might try to do that. I might try to open up calls and make it so we can take a couple calls and talk to you guys live. But just remember, I got my flow. I do have things that I want to get to on every single show. And we want to make sure that we cover all of that stuff here for you on the Lion Villain Report. So, live on the page right there. Thank you to everybody following, liking, and subscribing, whatever it is, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, at Lions Villain Squad. You can find me on Twitter at 313villain. Join the conversation. I'll try to work on not being such a jerk. But it's faith, family, and football. We use football. Spend time with our family and create memories. We don't let football use us. In that order. Thank you, everybody, for watching today. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for watching today. Peace and love. Talk to you soon.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, candles open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never to sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy.